Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever one it happens to be for you. I hope you're doing well. For some reason, they've changed it so you no longer can actually have an intro video on StreamYard unless you pay, which I think is really bizarre because you always could do that before. So I don't know what the hell has changed. So yeah, I've actually just had to go straight into it, which yeah, it's really weird. It's actually really, really weird. I don't know why they've changed it. I've not been on for a little while because there's just not really been much to talk about. And I didn't want people to get bored of me talking. So, I mean, I'm sure people do get bored of me talking, but that's cool too. But yes, so there is plenty to actually talk about now because we have, of course, had the news about Morgan Gibbs-White. We got the here we go. Then it changed to he is now somewhere, I think in a hotel somewhere, because they are launching legal action, Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. My opinion is that it will get done because the clause has been triggered, so therefore it will happen. From everything that I've read, it will happen. They're confident that it will happen because there's been nothing illegal done. They also have to um, prove it too, which again, it's really hard to prove. They can't really prove it unless there's written proof. There's no way of them to say who did what and how it actually went down. So again, it is one of those where I think that they're just throwing their toys out of the pram. And previously, this has happened, and again, nothing's happened. The deal actually went through absolutely fine. There was absolutely no issues. So this is what I've read from Fabrizio Romano on YouTube. Said Tottenham have remained confident. Morgan Gibbs-White deal done, even though Nottingham Forest are prepared to fight. So I think that what personally, my opinion, is what happened. The medical has been done, and I think it was just about to be recorded for like the videos and stuff, the intro video. So me personally, I think that it will get done because now they've triggered it. They can't really go back on that because that is a legal thing. So they've obviously shown, they've obviously triggered it. So I don't think there's any going back on it because legally, if you trigger the clause, you can't take that back. So yeah, I don't think personally they can really say anything. Um, Also, if you think about it, the agent doesn't have to directly say that there was a release clause. They could have just said, "Listen, if you put down £60 million, the deal will be done. The deal, or it could be done at 60 million." That doesn't mean that he said there's a specific release clause because he's got an NDA. Even if he can't disclose an exact amount, he could get his. There could be a way around it, basically, for him, his agent, to say that. So personally, like I say, I still think it's going to be done. I really do. I don't think that there's any way that this isn't going to be done. I really don't think that will happen at all. I really, really, really don't. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of this situation? I think that he's been a bit pathetic to come out and do this. I think that they knew that they're going to be now playing in Europe. So maybe that had something to do with it because they want to try and keep hold of their best players. But Morgan Gibbs-White wants to come to Tottenham, so I just don't think that's going to work for him. And legally, like I say, I don't think they've got a legal leg to stand on, really, because if the clause is triggered, I like I said, I don't see a way back. I really don't. I don't see a way where they can literally um, say that we're not going to let it happen. So yeah, I honestly think it will happen. Personally, that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. We've also got news about Mikey Moore. Apparently, he is going to be signing a new contract, and this is what I've read so far about it. Is Mikey Moore is set to sign a new contract with Tottenham Hotspur. Agreement close, expected to be closed soon. Tottenham Hotspur close to reaching a total agreement with Mikey Moore and his camp until June 2030, with an option to extend for another year to 2031. The contract renewal talks are in final stages, and sources suggest it will be completed in the next weeks. Mikey Moore is expected to sign the contract after his 18th birthday on the 11th of August 2025. Tottenham always considered Mikey Moore as a top talent. His contract renewal was always a priority, with many Bundesliga, Serie A, and Premier League clubs following. So, yeah, it looks like Mikey Moore will be getting his deal done, which is good news for us. I think he does need to go on loan, though. Personally, I think he needs to get some minutes, as I said about them. I think he needs to get some proper football in his legs. I think that playing the game when you're playing against children of your own age, and he is still a child, so that is a lot different than to play with adults. If anybody who's got children who play football knows, if they went and played with adults, even at 16, 17, 18, it is still really difficult in comparison to somebody who's played football against men for longer, because it is a very physical game and it is very different. So yeah, let me know what you think about Mikey Moore. I'm really pleased for him. I'm very pleased for him and want him to obviously stay. And I think he's definitely one for the future, 110%. He is one for the future, and he is very talented. So I think it will be a good move for him to stay, and of course to sign that contract, and then, as I say, to go on loan. So let me know what you think about Mikey Moore. And then the other news that I haven't spoken about is apparently Atletico Madrid have grown tired in pursuit of Christian Romero and have now given up on their attempts to sign him. Tottenham's response has always been blunt. They will not going to sell QT Romero, and Atleti are now looking at different options. And also there is a belief that we're going to try and do a contract with him as well, which would be good if we tie him down to a contract. Let's see if that will happen. I think it will happen. I think that now we've got a trophy, he is a winner, he'll want to win more. Let's see if he does or not. But yeah, I think he will. I think he will stay. I think he'll want more money, but that's fine. I think we can do that for him 100%. So yeah, it looks like that they will be no longer pursuing him, because he is not really for sale unless they put in a absolutely ridiculous offer. They would not be accepting anything less, I think, than 70 million, I think they said, and that was pounds, not euros. What they were offering was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. So I don't think that that was ever going to move the needle when it came to it. Another bit of news is about Bissouma. Let me know what you think, of course. Yves Bissouma is getting important interest from clubs across Europe from potential move this summer. Tottenham Hotspur are open to selling Yves Bissouma. If a good offer arrives, the club expect to get an offer around 25 million euros plus for Yves. The concrete interest from Syria and Turkey in Bissouma also is made from an unnamed Premier League club, but nothing concrete as of now. Nothing advanced or anything important on going for a potential move for Bissouma at the moment. Early stages, but one to keep an eye on. So I had a suspicion that he will go. I always said that I think he will go. And I think that he's been very up and down, perhaps not played in his best position all times, but I do think that he needs to go. And as well, because if we do get Morgan Gibbs-White, we are really overrun with players and we really do need to get some out. And he is definitely one of those that I think will end up going for sure. I do think he will go. He brings the vibes. I love his vibe. I think he's so good. Like the way when he plays the music, he's got like a really bouncy, happy vibe about him. And I like that a lot about him. But as I say, I think that he has had such an up and down season that I think we do need to maybe start anew and get some players out that have been here for a little while. So, yeah, I think he will personally go. Where to? Where do you think he will go? Let me know. I've got a feeling he might go to Turkey. I really do. I'm wondering if he might go and maybe Jose. I don't know I can't remember what's going on over there with who they've got and who they're getting because it's so many stories. But yeah, possibly. But let's wait and see on that one. Let me know what you think. Would you want Basuma to go? And I think that's a reasonable price, 25 million euros. So I don't think we're overpricing him at all. That works out, I think, about 22 or 23 million. So I don't think that's overpricing him at all. And I think we will get that for him, and we should get that for him 100%. I think that will be a decent price. The other thing is Ben Jacobs has reported and said exclusive Spurs close to finalising a stadium naming rights deal with a Saudi entity and the front runner. Advancing talks in place. Dealmakers have put forward two companies, one a PIF subsidiary, I can never say that word, and a second company unaffiliated. Legalities are being explored, as not conflict with Newcastle. Nothing guaranteed yet, as Spurs have spoken to American companies as well, but discussions are advanced. Senior government figures have been involved in talks. So that's interesting. I wonder what we're going to be called if we do get the stadium rights. That'd be one to look out for and see what we actually get called. And the money, of course, coming in is a big deal. There was rumours that we have got other money coming in, and we're going to put in a 300k investment, and that some of that is from ENIC and then other investors too. So I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this seems like it could be going ahead, depending, of course, on terms, conditions, etc. But yeah, let me know what you would like us to be called. If we do get one done, it'll be down to, I guess, what they agree on and who comes in and who is going to get the stadium naming rights. I hope it's something good, and I hope that Levy doesn't kind of, I don't know, like he doesn't go too like crazy and far away from anything that we would like. I can't imagine Levy would. I can't imagine that at all. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he actually gets money wise, and of course what we would actually be called. I don't know. I just always think I always call it White Hart Lane anyway. I think that a lot of people still call it White Hart Lane. I don't think that anybody's going to change that now. So I can't imagine, even if that we do get somebody in and it gets changed, I can't imagine that anybody would really call it different. Or if anything, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I think it will still be called that too. So I don't know if maybe he will agree as long as that kind of still is part of it, or something that still makes it us, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he exactly does with that. A very interesting thing, to say the least. I just think naming rights are something that we've always been saying, why haven't we got our naming rights and etc. But we also, it was the fact that with that it meant that Tottenham's name was put out there more when we did things like events etc. that weren't football related. So then people were like, oh, Tottenham. So I think that's why they kept it for so long. Personally, that's my personal belief. Like, I think that's why that was done. So yeah, like I say, it will be interesting. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings on everything that we've spoken about. So I would like to hear your opinions, as your opinion is always important to hear and to discuss. If there is any other updates, I will let you know what's going on. If there is any updates on the Morgan GIBBS-WHITE, please make sure you press the subscribe button and the notification, because I put shorts out as well. So if anything happens, I'll put a short out as it's very quick, and then that will be out there, and then I can do a longer video on it if it needs to be. I think that, like I say, the Morgan GIBBS-WHITE thing, I think will happen still. I just can't see that it won't. In the past, that was never... it was never done where it got overturned. It was never been overturned when somebody has complained about it in the same kind of way, like the same sort of situation. So I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that he's thrown his toys out of the pram, and I just, like I say, I can't see that it will get him anywhere. If I'm brutally honest, I just don't see it. I just don't see that he's going to get anything overturned. I think that he would be silly to think that that was the case. If you meet a contract, a clause in a contract, then that you've met the clause. So yeah, you can't really change that because legally that's in a legal document. So as I say, I personally can't see anything really coming of it. I think that we will announce him very soon, and that is the feeling from most people that I've read into, that are people that know, are in the know, if you like. Most people are saying that the higher chances are that it still will be done. So yeah, I don't think that it will be any kind of issue at all. I really, really don't. I don't think it would be an issue. Like I say, he can kick and scream all he likes, but that's not happening. So yeah, I think that will be probably the biggest update. Oh, the other thing I'll quickly want to say is that Romero actually did say that we're not done, so we're looking at 1 to 2 more players. So let me know who you think that might be. We're looking at Wissa still and Wharton, but I don't know if we're about to get Wharton or Wissa, but that would be interesting if we do. If we get Wissa, will Brentford then sell Mbeumo, because then they'll have too many of their players going. So could we do that and then stop Manchester United getting the player that they want? That will be another interesting twist in the towel, especially as Man United and Tottenham aren't exactly on great terms at the minute. We obviously beat them in the final, we beat them in the Prem, and we're suing them as well. So I think that that could be the cherry on the cake if we also stop them getting the player that they want. So that would be another thing for Manchester United to really dislike us about. So yeah, we are definitely looking at getting more players. So let me know who you think it will be. Who would you like? There's so many players, and I always think, oh yeah, this player, this player. But then, will they fit? Is it what they want? Is it what Frank wants? So yeah, I think it would be interesting to see what direction we go next with it. Will we get some youngsters, or will we carry on getting experience? Apparently, Frank said he wants experience now to go along with the players that we have got. So yeah, I think that will be one to look out for, one to see what we actually do next with our buys, who we buy. The ones that we're looking into, looks like we are trying to get Prem proven. So will we just go for Prem proven? I think maybe a youngster or two might come in at the end-ish of the window. I do think we will still try and look at those bargains as well. But I think experience is something that they're looking into more so, and that they really, really want us to have, is to have some more experience. So yeah, I think that will be something that is kept in the theme of us buying, maybe not buying too many. I think that's important, not just to keep getting loads of players in. I think that if we get another 1 or 2, that would be 3 or 4 players in, and then get some of these players out that we don't no longer need, and sort of reshuffle the team a little bit and see in the January what we need in January, because Frank will then have a better idea of what he might need, if there is any other players that he needs, and we could go again in January, as long as we don't get a ban. If the Nottingham Forest thing happens, they said that we also could get a ban, but I really don't think that will happen. Personally, I really don't. I can't see Levy doing anything illegal. I really can't. I don't think he's always done everything by the book, so I can't see that he would do anything illegal that can be proven anyway. So I don't think that will happen. But yeah, I think that will probably be what will happen. I think, like I say, we'll see what happens, and then in the January we'll go again and get Frank some more players if need be. So I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. I didn't want to do a video. I thought I'd do a live quickly, because I haven't spoken to you guys for a really long time. I hope you're all really well and looking after yourselves, especially if you have got this hot weather, because it has been nice and warm. And I know some people don't do very well in the warm weather. Me, I love it, but I know a lot of people don't. So yeah, make sure you look after yourselves. Take very, very good care of yourselves. Make sure that you hydrate and make sure you stay in the shade when it is very hot weather, because you do not want to be getting no sunstroke or overheating for sure. But anyway, take good care of yourselves and we'll speak again real soon.